What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for another review of Married to Medicine Season 11 Reunion Part 3. To be quite honest, I am very glad that we're at the end of the road with this season. They have gotten on my everlasting nerve this entire season, and I'm so glad that we're at the end of the road. Um, I kind of agree with T. It was really no need for a three-part reunion because by the end of the reunion, I'm like, okay, so we could have wrapped this all up at with a two-part reunion. This season wasn't really all that to be talking about like that. You feel what I'm saying? It really wasn't, but it is what it is, to be honest. Like, that's how I feel about it. But before we get into anything in regards to this reunion, y'all know I got to let y'all know what we got going on. Now, tonight is the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and it will be over on y'all's platform, so be on the lookout for that. However, I won't be there. As I told y'all, I've been trying to get my mind right all weekend, so panels I won't be a part of. I do all the content solo, but I won't be on no panel this week because I don't want to bring my negative juju over there to nobody else. However, I'll probably will return to the panels for the Beverly Hills panel, depending on how I feel at that moment. But I won't be on the Whether You Like It or Not panel tonight. But be sure to tune in on y'all's platform. Okay. I will be sharing the link after this live is over, and I might go live again right before the panel to talk about all of the stuff that's been dealing with Kenya Moore and this whole situation, because that's a hot topic, and y'all know that I gotta continue on with what's going on. So that would be tonight at 8:30. Be on the lookout for that. And then what else is going on? Y'all do know that tomorrow is Tuesday, which means it's Love and Hip Hop Day. Love and Hip Hop Miami. I'm going to give y'all a review for that. I know I didn't give it to you last week, but I'm going to put last week's episode and tonight's episode on one video. So be on the lookout for that. And also, we'll have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We'll be doing a review on that. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow night, right after the show is over with. Okay. So that's pretty much all that we got for the church announcement. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Well, we get into things at the 5-minute mark. Let me just take out the time before we get into the review to let you guys know that I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys so much. I do. Y'all don't understand. I already told y'all how I've been feeling over the last couple of weeks, and it ain't been easy. It's been a lot of conflict, but there's a lot of things that I've had to turn the other cheek on. There's motherfuckers out there that just wish to bring me down and just all of those things. Like, I really appreciate my Scotty gang, because whenever people try to tear me down as far as me being a content creator and the things that I do in the work that I put in, I have to go back in my mind and think about the Scotty gang and how a lot of y'all been here since I started, and how a lot of y'all just pulled up to the Scotty gang, trap house, I guess, and y'all have been loving on me ever since. And I just really appreciate you guys for all the love that y'all show me. Because when people try to piss on my platform and try to talk about how boring it is and how it's not entertaining, I have to remember that you guys always show up to every live that I do, every premiere that I post on here, all of that stuff. I really appreciate you guys for everything that y'all do and how y'all build me up. I really appreciate that. I have to start this review off by giving y'all my undying gratitude. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys for all of it. Okay. You all rock with me the long way, and I appreciate it. And 256 is absolutely correct. See, when I was in a bathroom, it was a trap house. Now we in a mansion, and that's just what it is. Okay, so yes, we're not in the trap house no more. When we was doing videos in the bathroom, that was definitely the trap. Now that was the trap back then. But we kind of got a condo when we was in the closet, and now that we're in Atlanta, we going over here to the mansion. Just a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's it. So with that being said, we're about to go ahead and get into the Married to Medicine review. We're about to go ahead and get into that. And yeah, because we're at the 5-minute mark. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me pull my notes out, because my notes are definitely on my phone, y'all. So when we left off last week, right? it was an argument between Quad and Simone. It was definitely, hey friend. It was an argument between Quad and Simone, y'all. It was definitely that type of situation. That's what type of argument it was. And they were going back and forth. And Quad was basically saying y'all ushered them into the group, and that was the issue all along, was the fact that y'all ushered them in the group trying to be vindictive. And then that's when Simone started saying, you got mad because we was hanging out with Greg and you got mad and blah, blah, blah. And that's what karma does. And karma is this and karma is that. And I'm just looking at Simone with her buck teeth ass. And I'm like, girl, what is the problem here? And I'm trying to understand, why are you talking about karma is eating Quad up at this moment, when I'm trying to understand what karma is she getting from this whole situation? That's the part that I'm trying to understand here. Where's the karma and why are we getting any karma? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. What the fuck did Quad really do to y'all for y'all to be so pressed and be so damn mad about what it is? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. You gave us your ass to kiss. And I'm just like, when? It seemed like everybody wants to go back to the sister circle stuff and want to say that she, put them sister circle girls over them and all this other shit. And I don't understand where the hell they get that from. I'm really trying to understand that. I really try to understand that. Let me get to this question from Too Feisty. Scotty, I have a question. If you and Tramiel have an issue, are you going to go out of your way to defend his ex that you know harmed him? Let's be clear. Even if we ain't got no issue, I'm not finna defend the ex that harmed him. Never. First of all, one thing about it and two things for certain. If me and Tramiel ever had an issue, and we've never had an issue ever in the last 3-4 years we've been friends, I'm never gonna go to his ex that I know him over and befriend. Oh, you said you meant befriend. I would never go over to his ex and befriend him just because I'm upset with him. I would never do that to Tramiel. That ain't even me. Because my thing is this: he got an ex right now that did some despicable shit in my eyes to him, and I'm not, I'm okay with him, but I'm not, friends with him. Like, if he say something to me, I'll say something back to him. But, I do have my moments where I be like, because I don't like what you did to my friend. But I'm nice because Tramiel is like, I'm cool with him. You should be, it's no issue, and that's okay. But if I got an issue with Tramiel, I'm never going to go and befriend his ex. I'm never going to do that. That's vindictive as hell. Why would I do that? So, and I feel like that is the main reason why Simone was doing that. And then when Quad said, when your daddy passed away, who was out there helping you look for your motherfucking daddy? And then that's what Simone said. Don't you decide to bring my daddy up. Don't you ever bring my motherfucking father up. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, Simone, so now you see how it felt when Quad asked you not to bring up her niece that had drowned in her pool. You remember that last season when she was like, when you brought that up and she was like, Simone. Remember when that happened and you kept on going with that? You didn't like it when she brought your daddy up, but you thought it was okay for you to bring up her dead niece though. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Let me see. I had a person did that to me though, but Scotty wouldn't do that. Period. Okay. Period. My friend know me. But yeah, I would like absolutely not. Like, that shit is crazy to me. And you don't want her to bring up your dead daddy, but you thought it was okay for you to bring up her niece that was dead to prove a point and stuff like that. And Quad was like, I'm just trying to understand, what exactly did I do to Simone? Like, why is Simone so mad with me? What did I do to her? Like, what exactly have I done to Simone to make her feel that way about me? And to be honest, I'm trying to understand what she did to Simone too. And then Tori was like, she just feels like you're not there. You're not always there and stuff like that. That's not a good reason to go out of your way to do certain shit. It's just not. Like, Simone just want to be a buck teeth mother with an issue. That's the only thing. Because I'm still trying to, because if I could find any reason for Simone being upset and what good reason would she have, I would sit here and really try to pick it out. But to be quite honest, a lot of folks don't like Quad, so they're going to go over there and be on Simone's side. Simone ain't nothing. Simone ain't nothing but a liar, and she does nothing but pick a fight with people for no damn reason. She been mad with Quad for no damn reason. The same way Mariah did not do nothing to Simone, but she led the goddamn charge to get her kicked off this damn show and kicked out of the group. Simone led that charge now, and people want to act like she didn't. But she led that damn charge. She set her buck teeth ass at that table and said, well, Mariah is not coming to none of our events. We won't be inviting her. She led the charge to ice her out. Simone always leads the charge to ice somebody out of the group, and no one ever says anything. No one says anything about Simone's involvement in why this group can't move forward. And a lot of people are saying that Quad is the reason why this group can't move forward. If you really want to be honest, the real culprit of the reason why this group cannot move forward is Simone. That is the real problem, and that is the real reason why this group cannot move forward for anything, because Simone don't want to let go of nothing. And she wants to find a reason to be mad, but she really ain't got no real reason to be mad about anything. That is the reason why this group can't move forward. And that's why Quad is confused as to what she did to Simone. The reason why you're confused about what you did to Simone is the fact that you ain't did shit to Simone. Simone just want to be mad. So in this instance, if she want to be mad, then let her be the fuck mad at this point. So then when Sweet Tea goes back there to try to check on Simone, here go Jackie with her rude ass talking about, I need a moment. I need a moment. I need a moment. And I'm looking at her. That's the shit I be talking about. Little girl and that girl now. Because Jackie never would have said that to Dr. Heavily. Jackie never would have said that to Toya. But she said that shit to Sweet Tea. That's the shit I be talking about. Little girl and her. You won't be able to talk to me like that. Here goes Simone. Jackie, she got the nerve to mention my daddy, Jackie, when she was only there when the camera was out there. That's the only time she was there, is when the camera was there. That's the only time she showed up. Okay? But you didn't have a problem with her showing up for the cameras because you were still friends with her even after that. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You stayed friends with her. You didn't start having an issue until Sister Circle. So what you breaking down the jacket for? That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers want to find a reason to be mad. Motherfuckers want to find a reason to hate on a motherfucker. Like y'all just want to hate on a bitch. Just for the sake of hating on somebody because it's fun to hate on a bitch. That's what they do in this group, y'all. They want to hate on a bitch so bad and they got to find a reason to hate on them. Because honestly, and I feel like I'm just regurgitating what I've already said, I'm still trying to understand what exactly did Quad do to Simone for her to be mad. Toya had a reason to be mad. Sweet Tea had a reason to be mad. But I don't understand why Simone was ever mad, to be honest. I'm trying to understand it. Y'all just don't want her around because she's not, quote unquote, married to Madison and y'all don't think that she should be there. Well, little do y'all want to admit it or not, for those of you who don't like Quad, she's a staple on this show, and that is probably the reason why she's still around. And y'all don't like that, and y'all ain't gotta like it. Trust me, you don't have to. But at the end of the motherfucking day, she's still a staple on this show, and that ain't never changing nothing or nobody else's mind. So y'all can just stop it with that. Like, y'all might as well just get over it. She ain't going nowhere. And that's just it. So Steve says that he's never seen 3 fights break out at the same time. Well, Steve, I want to know what hood you from. Because I promise you, I seen 4 or 5 fights break out at the same time. And if we had camera phones, baby, we would have had all them fights on Facebook back then. Baby, I remember when I was in high school, honey, And I think all the teachers was in a meeting that morning, and the whole school was sitting in the gym. 1 fight, 2 fight, 3 fight broke out at the same time. And I was over there getting my life with my miss ass. I was over there getting my life with my homegirls. I'm like, you see that bitch? Do you see? Oh, didn't know what to do. So many fights broke out at the same time. Well, I was sitting there with my damn CD, with my CD player, with my Sierra Evolution album bumping in my ear. It's so crazy to me how I'm sitting here thinking about it. Because I was just sitting there listening to what I was listening to Sierra. I never forget it. I had Sierra So Hard in my ear. The song So Hard off the Evolution album. I'm just over there just vibing, just jamming to it. In the next minute, there was a fight breaking out. 3 of them at one time. Oh, that was the life, honey. This is the life. This is the life. I'm just saying that's just where I come from. Everybody wanted to know who would have won with Dr. G and King. Dr. G was like, well, I mean, I'm not as young as he is, and I'm not as muscular as he is, so he probably would have took me down. But if me and Sweet Tea got on his ass, it probably wouldn't have went that way, because everybody know that, Sweet Tea is trained and things of that nature. But if it were up to me, and if I had to choose somebody who was gonna win a fight, baby, I feel like King would have ripped Dr. G into smithereens. I'm just saying. He would have ripped him into smithereens, honey. That's just what I believe. They was talking about the drop charges. King said that he called up to the police department, and from what he said, the police department had told him that they had told Dr. G to stop wasting their time. And then that's when Dr. G said that but I dropped the charges. And King said, but that's the thing, the charges were frivolous. You said attempted assault. I didn't put my hands on you. I didn't touch you. There was no physical violence. So there was really no need for any type of charges to be pressed, because nothing ever happened to you. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a waste of time, because I ain't never heard nobody file charges for an attempted assault. I've only seen people get charged for simple assault, because, honey, I got charged with simple assault before. So and they've been dropped, but I know what that is. I've never heard of nobody, attempted assault. It was always simple assault, assault with an illicit weapon or something. I know I had a simple assault charge, honey. That ain't nothing I'm proud of, but I definitely had a simple assault charge. And I got a simple assault charge because I actually put hands on this person. So that's why I got the charge. You can't get no charge when you ain't committed no crime, because you ain't put your hands on nobody, whether you attempted to or not. You didn't put your hands on nobody. So therefore, what you mean? No. Shit. I got a charge for putting hands on somebody. You don't get no charge by not putting hands on somebody. That don't make sense. But okay, Dr. G. So then King said, I just felt like I stood up to you and that was an issue for you. So, and then he was like, no, I feel like I stood up to you because you was trying to bully me and stuff like that. So it was like this. So I don't know if King bullied Dr. G. I think that Dr. G was just intimidated by King. I think that King was very stern with Dr. G, in my opinion. That's what I think it was. And Dr. G took it as him being bullied, and I don't think that he was even trying to intimidate him or anything like that, or trying to bully him. I just felt like he just had to let him know, don't talk to my woman like that, because I ain't talking to yours like that. Don't disrespect mine. I won't disrespect yours. I just think that that's what it was. But Dr. G, I think he feels like he was trying to intimidate him. And that's his right if he did. Dr. G, they was asked, do you think that you can move forward with King? Dr. G doesn't think that he and King can move forward. But King said that he always came into the situation with being open-minded, whether he was around or not. Andrea says, now, Scotty, King was trying to punk Dr. G on national TV. That's your opinion. That ain't mine. I don't feel like he was trying to punk him. That's not what I think. I don't think he was trying to punk him. What he did was he let him know not to talk to his woman like that. He was very stern and very matter of fact about what he was saying. He wasn't trying to punk him. That ain't what I think he was trying to do. But if that's what you think, that's cool. But I don't think so. But anyhow, he said, Dr. G said, no, King said that he was always open-minded. But the thing is, Dr. G says that he can't really fool with people that fucks with people that are trying to tarnish his character. So that's why he finds it hard for he and King to actually get along and move forward. Now, here's the thing with that. I think that if they can't move forward, I feel like that should be understood. In my opinion, I feel like that should be understood because I really don't think that they can move forward because there's too much animosity. And a lot of the animosity really is not with them two because they don't really know each other. And I feel like when it come down to it, King and Dr. G really ain't got no real problem with one another. It's just the fact is, it was more of I was trying to defend my woman. I was trying to defend what I got going on over here. So that's why we at where we at. And, I feel like you were trying to disrespect my woman. So that's what it is. But King still got unresolved issues with Quad. So it's going to be hard for him and King to really get along like Tom Mac because of the fact that he's with Quad. He feels like Quad is trying to diminish him and everything that he got going on. So therefore, by him feeling that way, him and King are never going to be cool like that. And that's okay. They ain't got to be cool. They really don't have to be. Like, long as they can coexist, at least try to coexist, then that's fine. But I don't think that they have to be cool. I don't think so. And that's fine if they're not. In my opinion, they ain't really got to be cool like that. Let me see. Dr. G, they asked, do you think that you owe Quad an apology? And Dr. G is confused as to why anybody thinks that he owes Quad an apology. I think that there's apologies that could go around, if you ask me. I think that there's apologies that could go around at this particular point. That's what I think. I feel like when it comes down to it, there's some stuff that Quad could apologize for, maybe, and there's some things that Dr. G could apologize for. But I feel like at this point, there aren't going to be any apologies. And that's one of the things where I feel as though it's like this. Listen, y'all gonna have to deal with not receiving apologies that you deserve. Because there's some apologies that y'all ain't never gonna get. Apologies that you ain't never gonna get, honey. Never gonna get. And that's unfortunate, but that is just the truth of the matter. Some apologies you will never receive. And that's just that. So Quad ain't gonna never apologize to Greg, and Greg probably ain't never gonna apologize to Quad. And that's just the basis of the situation. That's just what I think. I think there's a lot to be said and a lot to go around, to be quite honest. But it's never going to happen. And I think that people need to stop trying to force them to be in a good place and be in a good space. It's just not meant for them to be cool. And I think that a lot of people are definitely trying it with that. Like, leave them alone. Stop trying to make them be cool with one another because it ain't working. Let it go. That's what I think. And plus, when folks apologize in this particular group, they don't never mean it no way. So I wouldn't want no apology from them folks. Being honest. That's how I feel. So the women come back and they were saying, well, and it was like, well, we know that there was this big old to-do backstage and we need to know what happened. And so Simone says that she is tired of Quads feeling like they did something to her. They did something. Y'all did this. Y'all did that. Y'all did this. But Quad probably is tired of you saying what she did to you, and she don't know what the fuck she did to you, homegirl. Honestly, I'm just saying. She might be tired of apologizing to you or trying to figure out what she did to you, because you saying that you tired of her always point out what y'all did, but y'all always point out what she did, and I'm trying to understand what the fuck did she do to you? Because I know what she did to Toya. Toya had every right to still be mad with her last season. But what did she do to you is my question. What did she do to you? Then Quad says that Simone befriended Sweet Tea to get back at her. And she did. I don't care what nobody's saying about it. She did. That's exactly what Simone did. Simone sat there and befriended Sweet Tea for the sake of getting back at Quad, because she knew that was going to be Quad Achilles' heel, is for her to get over there and be friends with that girl. The thing is, what kills me about this cast and what kills me about this fan group, which is Married to Medicine, is this right here. Everybody wants Quad to take accountability and be the sacrificial lamb all the time. And I'm not here saying that Quad is anybody's victim, because she is not. As y'all can see, I've been on Quad side and Sweet Tea side on one video. Y'all seen my reviews this season. I've called them all out at some point. Everybody has been called out. But I feel like this. Everybody wants Quad to be accountable, and everybody wants Quad to go on these apology tours and apologize for what she allegedly did to them. But why no one ever says anything to Simone about the trifling shit that she do? Why nobody ever says anything to Simone about her quest to ice motherfuckers out? Why nobody ever says anything to Simone about always screaming and yelling in everybody's face? Why nobody ever says anything to Simone about how much of a two-faced flip-flopper her ass is? Why nobody ever says anything to her? Why she never takes accountability for the part that she plays in anything? You want Quad to apologize to you, and then when she apologizes to you, you go right back to what you always do, and that's bring up shit that happened in the past or shit that you wanted to happen in the past. That's what you do, and I don't understand why y'all like to play that role. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, wait a minute. Hey, Lyric. Hey. But y'all want Quad to be the person that takes the brunt of everything. You know, this whole group, this whole cast of Married to Medicine reminds me of something, y'all. You know, I get on here, and Lyric can attest to this because I've had these kind of conversations with him, so he'll know exactly what I'm saying. This group is like a toxic family dynamic, right? It's a toxic family dynamic. You got the golden child, you got the invisible child, and you got the scapegoat. And I feel like when you're dealing with a toxic family dynamic, those are the three people in those families that you notice. To me, and y'all can agree or disagree in the comments, it's fine. I'm fine with that. But to me, the golden child in this group is Dr. Jackie. That's the golden child. I feel like the invisible child is Toya. Better yet, the invisible child is fucking Sweet Tea. That's who the invisible child is, Sweet Tea. But I feel like the scapegoat is definitely Quad. And I've always felt that way. Quad is the scapegoat. Quad is a scapegoat. Because she always got to be held accountable for something. She always got to take responsibility for her actions. But nobody else on this motherfucker can take responsibility for anything. That's just the bottom line. That's my thing. If you want to move on with Quad, move on with Quad. But stop bringing up old shit. Because if you keep on bringing up old shit, then that means that you haven't forgiven her for the things that she supposedly did. That's how I feel. That's the only way you can move forward with someone. That's the only way you know that you have gotten over something. If y'all have talked, had a conversation, sat there, discussed this shit, apologized, gave each other apologies for whatever you did or whatever I did. That means this is water under the bridge. Let's let this go and let's move forward. That's what this is about, and that's what this means. But instead, y'all want to give apologies and demand that a bitch give you an apology. And when they give you that apology, it's still not good enough. Because I'm still going to bring up the sister circle. I'm still going to bring up that you don't tell us shit. I'm still going to bring up what Heavenly said about me on YouTube. I'm still going, y'all don't never get over shit. And here's the thing. I don't like what Heavenly does on YouTube at all. I don't. And what she does on YouTube ain't going to stop nothing. She ain't going to stop saying it. So it's either you stop fucking with her like that or move on. Because I refuse to repeat myself with anybody. If I didn't sit up here and I told you, I don't like what you be putting on YouTube. I don't like what you be saying about me and my family on YouTube. I'm not here for that. I don't fuck with that. And you keep doing it, what's the point? But at the same time, Quad, let me also let you know that you be begging them to be in their good graces when they're not your friends. These women don't give a fuck about you. So why do you constantly keep on trying to be cool with them? And I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, she's just trying to keep her spot on the show. I don't give a fuck. One thing that Scotty is never going to do is kiss ass to stay somewhere. Never gonna kiss your ass for no spot. Never gonna kiss your ass to get along with you. And my favorite, never gonna go alone and get along. Never gonna happen. So fuck that and fuck you and fuck anybody that thinks that way. It's never gonna happen. No, don't like it. Ain't happening. Where we at? So then Quad apologizes to Simone. And Simone says, I'm done. And then Quad was like, okay. And then that's when Andy tells Simone, so you accept her apology. And then Simone was like, I accept your apology. Simone don't accept that girl apology. Let's be real. She don't accept that apology. She don't accept that apology. I'm just saying she doesn't accept it. She's on, and Andy has a bad with trying to force people to accept apologies that they don't want to accept. Simone ain't got to accept Quad's apology. She don't fuck with Quad. She don't like Quad. She feels like Quad is scum. Let her feel that way. Instead of letting her give this fake ass acceptance. Because she's, no, absolutely not. Because it ain't real. I'm going to need for you all to know the shit ain't real at all. Heavenly then apologizes to Contessa. And she said that she doesn't want to put their friends in these predicaments anymore and things like that. And I'm just like, girl, bye. That was fake too. I'm tired of Dr. Heavenly as well with her fake ass apologies as well. Girl, stop being fake. You don't mean nothing that you saying. Stop being fake, Heavenly. Like, come on. You mean every single word that you've ever said about Dr. Contessa and just stand firm on that. You believe every damn word that you said. You mean every word that you say. Let's move on. Don't nobody got time for that. I don't think that was sincere. Let's see where we at. Well, King popped the question to Quad. He said it's gonna come at some point in time, but they're just living their lives like it's golden, I guess. Quad says that when they was on their trip, she was celebrating King. She was not trying to trash Greg. So Andy says that King and T are caught up in the middle of Greg and Quad's unfinished business. T agrees, Dr. G agrees, and so does Quad. They all agree. And I do feel like that. I feel like Sweet T and King are both casualties of war when it comes down to Dr. Greg and Quad. They have not healed from that marriage. I'm not saying that they still want to be with each other. I'm not saying that they want to be back together because I don't believe that. But I don't think they fully healed from that. Because a healed person would not give a damn about certain people being around. I can see one of my exes right now and not have an issue because I've healed from the situation. I could see them and they man together. Because one of my exes, they still follow me on Instagram. I be seeing him and his ugly ass boyfriend on my timeline all the time. I don't like no picture or nothing, but if I see them out, I speak to you and your ugly ass boyfriend. Because the motherfucker ugly. I'm just saying. I ain't just saying it just because it ain't me. He ugly. But you know, I speak and all that shit because I'm healed from the situation. Whatever you did to me back then, it's all right, it's good. You know, I've made peace with that. I've made peace with you. It is fine. I ain't got no problem with you or your Frankenstein looking at boyfriend. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I say all that to say Quad and G have not gotten past their issues, and their respective mates are pawns. Greg then apologizes to Quad. Not really sure if that one was even genuine either. Let me see. Quad says she doesn't have to not praise her man for how good he is just to coddle Greg and his feelings. And I agree with that. She don't have to do that. Why she gotta watch what she say or watch herself or sit around here and wonder how, you know, Greg is going to how Greg is gonna feel about her talking about her man or talking about her nigga? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with her. Like, if Greg can't take it, then Greg can't take it. She ain't gotta coddle his feelings. That's his wife's job to do that, not quiet. Greg and King go backwards and forwards about Greg feeling like he was insulted by Quad. King feels like Quad did not insult Greg, but Greg felt insulted by Quad. And if those are Greg's feelings, King, then those are Greg's feelings. If he felt like he was insulted by Quad, then he was insulted by Quad. You can't take that from him. Cecil says that he doesn't agree with wives being able to say whatever they want to say without repercussions. I agree with Cecil. I think that when it comes down to it, Quad should never be talking shit to nobody's husband. Sweet Tea shouldn't be talking shit to nobody's husband. Toya can't, all that. Like, you cannot allow your wife to say anything about anybody else to anybody else's husband, and then if the husband responds, then you want to get mad. No, don't. If you don't want nobody saying nothing to your wife, tell your wife to shut the fuck up talking to me. Because I didn't say nothing to her. I didn't get loud with her. I ain't cuss her out. Tell your wife not to address me. Heavenly got that bad because she do be talking shit to people's husbands and saying shit about folks' husbands and shit like that. And I'm here to tell you, you talk shit to me, I'm gonna talk shit back to you. I don't give a fuck who you are. Don't come over here throwing your verbal assaults at me, because I'm gonna assault your ass verbally right back. Leave me alone if I ain't fucking with you. And I feel like, don't check me, check your woman for coming to me. So she had no business arguing with no man anyway. It's the same thing like this. Y'all can't say that oh, you a man, stop arguing with a woman. Well, you a woman, stop arguing with a man. It all goes both ways. I never agree with a man arguing with a woman, and I never agree with a woman trying to argue with a man. I could see a small debate, disagreement, whatever, but all that, no. None of that. T says it's a double standard. Toya doesn't think so. Then they start addressing the way that Greg spoke to T in the bedroom on that episode with the door closed. And Sweet Tea says nobody's marriage is perfect, but we giving it to you straight, no chaser, and that is just what we're going through. King said it's not normal behavior, but Sweet Tea feels like that is not anything for King to address or speak on. Then that is when Toya says that Greg and T need to do the work because they have gone through things themselves where a spouse was saying things that they had no business saying to the other spouse, and they had to go to, to therapy to get that fixed. They ask, can the four of them coexist? T feels like the four of them can coexist. Quad says that she's not really sure if they can coexist because she doesn't want to put her and King in any compromising positions. that was pretty much the reunion. Everything else was fluff that I don't care about talking about. Like I literally like sat here and fast forward through Dr. G and that song. I don't care to hear that. And anything else that they was talking about towards the end, all them fake ass pleasantries and shit. Like, no, I ain't want to hear none of that. I fast forward through all that shit, so I just turned it off after that. So that was pretty much my review of this episode of Married to Medicine. I'm kind of glad that this shit is over. We need a damn break from them. Like, we need a break. We'll see y'all later on this year, but y'all have really worked my nerves this season. I promise y'all done worked my nerves this season. We had 300 people up in here. We got up to 300. That was our peak. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and all that good stuff, okay? So, I won't be on the panel tonight. I already told y'all. But, tomorrow, be on the lookout for Love and Hip Hop Miami. I got a review for that and all those things. I would do a yes for the miss tonight, but I'll probably do one, but I have it pre-recorded and ready to drop tomorrow. And I'm out of here, y'all. Until the next video, I'll holler at you guys later. Bye.
On some whole shit. What happened to the Zeus fame? Then Bobby made you change your name. For a show, still searching for a ring. Pray these hoes find better days. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Nobody. Nigga never was a real one. Copping, please, spreading lies. What you hiding from? All these shows just an extra.
Hey, Muddy, bring that bitch back in.
Lick me, fuck me, cream me, taste me.